Hello and welcome to the evening commencement ceremony of Western Kentucky University. I'm your host, Amy Bingham.
And I'm your host, David Lee. We'll be watching graduates from Potter College of Arts and Letters, the College of Education and Behavioral Sciences, and Ogden College of Science and Engineering celebrate their degrees with family and friends on a wonderful May evening here in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
This is a much different time than this time last year. Dr. Lee, WKU and universities around the country had to cancel or do virtual ceremonies last spring.
We did, and this year, WKU has taken a lot of safety precautions to enable us to have these live ceremonies. We're following our well-established Healthy on the Hill practices. We're also following all CDC guidelines, and folks are wearing masks. They're socially distanced, and even though things are not quite the way we would like for them to be going forward and expect it to be next year, graduates and their families can watch the ceremony from inside Houchins L.T. Smith Stadium or from South Lawn or inside Diddle Arena, as well as watching WKYU PBS. So even though things are a little different this year, folks still have a good opportunity to watch and participate in this celebratory day.
We have a beautiful day for this celebratory day. We see it's about 75 degrees, a beautiful sunny sky. These graduates look amazing. They're making their way down the Avenue of Champions coming into Smith Stadium. And the three colleges will all converge together. As you said, Potter College of Arts and Letters, the College of Education and Behavioral Sciences, and Ogden College of Science and Engineering are all going to come and process into a new tradition, relatively new. We call it the Topper Walk. I think you said earlier we started that in about 2018, correct?
We did. The Topper Walk was an idea that President Gaboni brought with him when he came here as president in 2017, 2018. One of the things you have to think about in terms of a commencement is how do you get everybody into the arena, into the event venue. And there's also a sense in which you want to have a celebratory occasion, but you also have to honor the dignity of the occasion. And the Topper Walk is kind of an opportunity for graduates to literally parade to the commencement event. So faculty members, community members, family and friends will line the sidewalks as the graduates walk down on the Topper Walk. But it's a wonderful way to give those graduates a chance to interact with each other, to interact with faculty and staff who have guided their progress over the years. And it really does key the celebratory dimension of commencement in a really effective and enjoyable kind of way. It honestly is a parade to a celebration.
It absolutely is, and I believe every graduate received a red towel today, and you see some of them were waving those red towels as they come through the Topper Walk. This is our second ceremony today. We started out this morning at 10 o'clock with the Gordon Ford College of Business and the College of Health and Human Services, but this isn't the end of the road. We're going to do this all again next Saturday for a very, very special set of graduates from the class of 2020. We just can't emphasize enough how excited we are to provide an opportunity for those graduates who virtually had to just leave campus, spend the rest of the semester virtual last year, and pretty much were on their own to do their own celebrations. Even though they finished, they got their degree, but next Saturday at 10 a.m. is a celebration of the spring and summer 2020 graduates right here again at L.T. Smith Stadium. It'll be all 5 colleges will take part, and they should be able to accommodate them all in the Topper Walk and in that one ceremony.
We're very excited about the 2021 graduates from WKU, but we're also very excited about the 2020 graduates from WKU. And we weren't able to celebrate in an appropriate kind of way, the traditional kind of way last year. So this is a chance to bring those graduates back to campus, their friends and family back to campus, and to join together in the kind of celebration that they should have had a year ago. So we're very excited not only about this Saturday, but also about next Saturday, when folks who graduated a year ago and have been out in the world a little bit have a chance to come back to campus and participate in the Topper Walk and celebrate the graduation, celebrate the achievement the way they should have had the chance to do a year ago.
We're hopeful that as many of them can come as possible. We realize some have obviously moved on, moved out of state, but we're also aware of many that are coming back and see that as important. Just to break down some numbers for today's graduates, 4,200 graduates are having their degrees confirmed, and that is from fall 2020 and spring 2021, as well as summer 2021. And just to break it down a little more, 139 associate degrees, 2,836 bachelor's degrees, 725 master's degree, 85 doctoral degrees, and 6 specialist degrees. Also, 271 undergraduate certificates and 118 graduate certificates. Now, family and friends and everybody who has poured their heart and soul into these people know just what a special kind of celebration this is. But you talked earlier about 85 doctoral degrees. That's amazing.
Yes, and the doctoral degrees are still kind of a new thing at Western Kentucky University. We bestow doctorates in physical therapy, in nursing, also in ed leadership. But the doctoral programs here really are kind of a sign of the increasing significance of Western Kentucky University in the broader community. By being able to offer doctoral degrees, we can offer appropriately credentialed folks for leadership in education and healthcare industries that we haven't been able to do in quite the same way in the past. So the 85 doctoral degrees, that's a pretty significant number. And the fact that we have so many of those folks right now is a really exciting part of today and a real measure of how Western Kentucky University is constantly evolving, constantly developing, constantly stretching itself to be able to provide the kinds of education, the kinds of professional preparation that are important to our broader community.
I'm sure that number is just going to keep growing, that total number as it has these past several years.
I think it absolutely will. Education and the healthcare industries are all very important things in all growth industries in this community. And beyond that, there are probably some other areas that we'll reach to further down the road. But at least for right now, we're very well launched with these 85 doctoral students.
We sure are. You all are watching the graduates make their way onto Fikes Field, where numerous chairs have been positioned ready for them, socially distanced, spaced out. There is another different thing about today's ceremony. Originally, the university was just going to show a picture of each graduate up on the Jumbotron, but now WKU is fulfilling the students' request to allow them to walk across the stage. So that will be part of today's ceremony that you will see. Each graduate, again, was asked to submit a photo, so that will appear, and then also they'll make their way across to get their actual diploma. And also each graduate was given 6 tickets to allow family members to attend the ceremonies. And as Dr. Lee mentioned earlier, there's overflow seating both in the South Lawn and in Diddle Arena, so they can see everything that's happening on screen in those locations. And from what I understand from earlier, the South Lawn was a great location for the younger generation. They were able to run and play and just have a big time while all the commencement festivities were underway.
The South Lawn was a very casual and a very exciting place. You could still see the Jumbotron from there, but there was also a screen set up on the South Lawn, as you can see right here, and it was a lively and engaging sort of place, and certainly very much celebratory.
If you can notice those circles that have been marked off on the South Lawn, that's so that each family can maintain their social distance from the next family. So anybody who comes with you can maintain their, space in that circle. So that's just yet another sign of the times, right, for the 2021 commencement ceremony.
Well, and we've had some a pretty participatory process in how we put together the commencement ceremony for this year. Originally, there were some plans presented by the institution, and students responded to that. And an important part of commencement is giving that student a moment to feel special, a moment to feel like the ceremony has kind of focused on them and their achievement. And the video board and the picture, that's an important part of how to do that. And students were able to submit any picture that they chose. But at the same time, there was also some concern that students wanted to sort of walk across the stage in some sense. And so we have made that possible too as part of this ceremony, as students kind of walk not exactly across the stage, but in front of the stage to pick up their diploma. But hopefully those two things together, that walk across the front of the rostrum to pick up the diploma while your picture shows on the Jumbotron, gives those students that kind of special recognition and the sense that this ceremony really is about them.
Well, we've talked about how these commencement ceremonies don't just happen magically. It takes so much planning, so much effort, and I feel like the pandemic took that to a whole other level this past year. The commencement committee, made up of probably 30 to 35 people from across campus, have literally been meeting monthly, sometimes twice monthly, for the past year to figure out how can we do this, how can this look, and today is the product of all that planning. And you, who have been here in so many roles, in so many capacities, Dr. Lee came here as an associate dean?
I came here as an assistant professor.
Assistant, okay, in the mid-70s. And I said earlier, you've been a dean, you've been a provost, but you were many things before that, and you have you've done this broadcast before, but it's just been many moons ago, correct?
I have. It's been a very long time ago. The last time I did this broadcast was probably about 1990 or so. So I'm a little out of practice, but I really enjoyed the opportunity to be back here again today. And you're certainly right to say that commencement does not simply fall out of the sky. Probably some 30 folks are involved in doing the planning for this. And I particularly want to salute the facilities management folks. They're the ones who set out the chairs in those perfect kinds of lines. They're the ones who make sure that this beautiful campus looks its very best. They're the ones who pick up after everybody goes home. So those folks make a less visible but nonetheless extremely important contribution to the success of this event and the celebratory nature of this event. So yes, commencement is the work of many hands. There are lots of fingerprints on this project.
Absolutely. And we want to give a shout out to our WKU PBS graduates. They were on screen just a second ago. Chelsea Soberanis, Shelby Watson, Casey Ogg, Gabrielle Crumpelman, Kenan Buchanan, Connor Denow, and Michaela Grant. So they have put in a lot of work on the crew here for WKU PBS, and we want to thank them for all of their efforts and congratulate them as being part of today's ceremony, along with all the nearly 4,200 others that are being honored and recognized today.
Yes, and certainly the broadcasting program here at WKU has a wonderful history. We have sent lots of graduates out into very important positions all around the industry, and we've been doing that literally for decades. So the broadcasting students have lots of reasons to be proud of their program and proud of their achievement today.
And as you said earlier, this is live streamed on YouTube, on Facebook, so people literally around the world can have their relatives that weren't able to get here in person, or maybe they know a friend just lives across the pond. They can watch this. So so grateful to have this as an option and such a professional production each and every year. Really glad to bring you all these glorious pictures, and we can't stop by mentioning how wonderful this weather has been today.
Yes. The weather is absolutely perfect, and this commencement is a rain or shine event. So if the sun shines, that's wonderful. If it hails, it's still going on. So getting this kind of break, not only on the sunshine but also on the temperature, is really, really wonderful. I hope it happens every single year as we have commencement. That might be a lot to hope for, but certainly for today, for our 2021 graduates, they have the absolutely perfect day for an outdoor commencement on the football field.
It could be a very different picture if we were looking at rain drizzling on everybody out there. We could do a whole segment on the amazing mortar boards that get created for this event. We've seen some good ones through the years. People personalize their messages on top of their caps, and I think someone this morning said next stop is the beach.
Yes.
So all for that.
Well, certainly with 4,000 graduates, it can sometimes be hard to make sure that you feel like you've had your own personal statement with that. But the mortar boards have traditionally become a great way to do that. And some of them offer inspirational messages like "I'm off to change the world" that we see here. I've also seen mortar boards that say "Hire me, I need a job." I've seen, particularly from the art department, some very creative ones that are really works of art themselves. So the mortar boards are a really significant part of the celebratory nature of commencement, and the mortar boards invariably are going to attract a whole lot of attention. Clearly a lot of thought and a lot of planning goes into many of these, and they're a major part of any kind of commencement experience here at WKU.
Absolutely. We mentioned that you are obviously a former provost. Prior to that, you were dean of Potter College, and beginning July 1st, we have a brand new dean of Potter College of Arts and Letters coming in, Terrence Brown. He's currently the founding executive director of the School of the Arts at the University of North Alabama in Florence. He says WKU's rich history and culture were a big part of his attraction to the Hill. So I know you haven't had the opportunity to meet Terrence Brown, but I'm sure you will be. You'll be somebody whose brain he would love to pick, I'm sure.
Well, I'm certainly looking forward to the chance to meet Terrence. I think he's going to be a wonderful addition to WKU. He's a musician. He's a vocalist. I think he's a baritone, and he has a remarkable performance record. I think he's going to bring a lot of good judgment and a lot of fresh perspective to Potter College of Arts and Letters, and I certainly join everybody else in the college in welcoming him to the campus. He is also the first black college dean in the history of Western Kentucky University, so his presence is important on this campus in a lot of ways. He'll be here the 1st of July, and I suspect he'll be hitting the ground running, and I think there'll be some exciting days ahead in Potter College.
He, of course, will succeed Larry Snyder, who is retiring June 30th, and I know you and Dr. Snyder worked together a lot of years. He was your associate dean, is that correct?
He was, that's correct. Larry has been the assistant dean, has been the dean of Potter College for 6 years now, and was the associate dean and the assistant dean in the college for a good many years before that. I'm certainly sorry to see that he's retiring, because he's not only a very good dean, but he is a crackerjack teacher. He's one of the few deans, I suppose, who's also won the University Teaching Award, and I would like to have seen him stay here and do a little bit more teaching. But Larry has had a wonderful run as Dean of Potter College, and Dr. Brown is a wonderful successor, and I think there are great days ahead for Potter College of Arts and Letters.
Absolutely. We've talked a little bit earlier today about all the changes going on campus. We have the Commons opening this fall, and as another hat that you wear is, and have for a long time, is the WKU historian. And I think it's so interesting that you know all the particulars about Helm Library and that whole area at the top of the hill that's kind of being transformed, if you will, with the loss of, eventually this summer, of Garrett Conference Center, and turning that into green space, and really turning the Commons at WKU into not just a study spot, but a gathering, eating, and studying spot.
A real destination spot for the campus, for sure. What we know as Helm Library was built as Health and Physical Education Building in 1931. Prior to that, the basketball team had pretty much played in the Red Barn, which seated 250 people. But the gymnasium in the Health and Physical Education building seated 5,000. And it really was the heyday of Ed Diddle basketball. The team was hugely successful. Sometime in the 1930s, we became the first college team to win 30 games in one season. But health and physical education included not only a big gymnasium, which was where most large events were held at that time, but there was a rifle range in there, because ROTC was also in there. There was a swimming pool right next to it. But then in the mid-60s, the athletic events moved to what's now Diddle Arena. And that huge space became the library, and it's been the library ever since. But what's happened with libraries, particularly in the age of technology, is that they're different kinds of spaces. They're put together in different ways, they're organized in different ways. And what we're doing now with the WKU Commons is recasting the library to be the kind of workspace for students and for faculty that it needs to be in the 21st century. We're working to make this area a destination point for campus, not only for study and interaction with one another, but also dining facilities. And I really think that the WKU Commons is going to be a very exciting addition to the campus when it opens in the fall.
It's getting closer every day to being completed, but it's been quite an undertaking. And if you haven't seen it, it's going to be full of windows. So it's been amazing to see the transformation. And the transformation is going to be even more stark with the elimination of Garrett Conference Center very soon. So, you know, summer is all about kind of reconfiguring some things. So for the students who are coming back in the fall, they have a lot to look forward to.
Well, Garrett Conference Center was built as a student center in 1951. It kind of morphed over time into a conference center, but probably its usefulness to the campus has come to an end. And there are some different things that we can do at the Hilltop to make it a little more pedestrian friendly, to make it a little bit more of a park-like area, a little bit more of a spontaneous gathering area. And I think the transition of Garrett Conference Center to green space is going to really make the top of the hill even more attractive than it already is. So those two projects, literally right across the street from one another, are going to make the Hilltop a very different place to be.
Very different. And then at the bottom of the hill, we've talked about the building of both Normal Hall and Regents Hall, two enormous new housing units, and those will be living and learning communities for freshmen, which is another wonderful way to try to retain these students, get them locked in with people of similar majors where they take classes together, they live together, they have study spaces, they have rehearsal spaces, you know, specialty spaces. So that is another ongoing project that is about to be completed just in time for fall 2021. So it's all coming to fruition, it seems.
Oh, absolutely. And universities are trying to think more carefully and more creatively about how to help more students be more successful. And increasingly, we're pulling the living environment into those kinds of strategies, and the living learning community is a wonderful example of that. It helps students to build a sense of community very, very early on, to become acquainted with other folks, to become acquainted with folks who are interested in their major or related majors, but also in some other majors as well. Again, there will be some kind of convening spaces around these new residence halls. So I think the living learning community is going to be a tremendous part of the first year experience here at WKU. I think it's going to pull students more quickly and more comfortably into the university environment, and they're going to find that it really does contribute to a sense of comfort, community, a sense of being welcomed, and building on success for our students in the future.
Absolutely. Well, if you all are just joining us, we want to say that we are welcoming you to the evening commencement ceremony of WKU. My name is Amy Bingham, along with my co-host David Lee. You're seeing the graduates, the very excited graduates, making their way onto Fikes Field. We have 3 colleges that are about to graduate this evening: Potter College of Arts and Letters, the College of Education and Behavioral Sciences, and Ogden College of Science and Engineering. So the ceremony will get underway in just a little bit. We have started with the Topper Walk, which is a processional, relatively new development to get all the colleges together and kind of, escort each other into their seats. And we're just enjoying all the pomp and circumstance that comes with the magic of graduation day at WKU. It's been an exciting day. There have been families all across campus taking photos throughout the day, and you see a lot of family members. Every graduate had 6 tickets that they could allow family and friends to come and hopefully be as socially distanced as possible from other families. And again, we have the overflow seating in Diddle Arena as well as on the South Lawn. So very thankful for the warm weather and all the planning that has gone into today's events.
Absolutely. And today's commencement, in a sense, not to get down into the weeds of commencement planning here, but for a long time what we did on this campus was to combine 2 aspects of commencement. We combined the celebratory nature of it with the personal recognition of it. So we had the group celebration, but also the individual recognition, which was typified by folks shaking hands with the president and receiving a degree personally. Well, in more recent years, particularly as the university's gotten bigger and these ceremonies have gotten longer, we've divided those 2 functions, and we've had the large celebratory commencement followed by more college-based ceremonies where students receive their individual recognition. Given COVID issues, that's tough to do this year, so we've gone back to what we used to do and put those 2 ceremonies together. So we have the large celebration and the individual recognition as well. Going forward, we may or may not continue to use this kind of structure, but both of those elements are part of what's happening here on Fikes Field this evening.
Right, and again, with 3 colleges in one ceremony, it's a lot of graduates, and it's going to take a while, but they need to be recognized, and they're going to be through. We partnered with a third-party outfit this year to use our screen with all of their photos that have been submitted, so those will be coming on toward the end of the ceremony today. But drastic times call for drastic measures, so we kind of had to pivot back to our former, protocol, if you will, for ceremonies. So we'll just have to see going forward what comes out of this.
Well, and technology has been a big help to us as we've confronted COVID. This whole academic year, I've only seen my students in person a very few times, but I've seen them regularly and frequently on Zoom. And I've had to learn to do a few things differently. They've had to learn to do a few things differently. But we've continued the learning process by integrating technology. So that's kind of come to visit us at commencement as well. We're borrowing technology, particularly with the Jumbotron, with students submitting their own pictures. So the personal dimension is there, but the technology is what's making it possible for us to really capitalize that in ways that we haven't done in the past. And part of what's probably interesting about the COVID experience in higher education is what might we take away? What are some of the permanent changes? What are the things that COVID forced us to do that are actually better than what we used to do? And some of those will probably continue to be a part of what we do going forward. And as you mentioned earlier, part of what's wonderful about this ceremony and the broadcasting of it and the streaming of it is that folks who just for a whole bunch of reasons cannot be in Bowling Green, Kentucky this evening can still see this ceremony and still feel like they're a part of it. But there are significant others, important people in the lives of these graduates who are all across this country, all around the world, some of them deployed. So this gives us an opportunity to extend this Bowling Green community much further. And it's a valuable and important dimension, and the excitement of commencement is still very much there.
Right, and achieving this milestone is amazing as it is, but when you add the events of the last 13 months or 14 months almost, and then the COVID, just everything related to the pandemic that had to be changed, you have to give these students and faculty even more of a hats off, because they really did have to stick and move, and figure it out. And I'm really proud of the university and the way they implemented the Healthy on the Hill guidelines starting immediately last summer, and starting with bringing athletes back on campus and slowly, housing, getting the students ready to get in. Like, they had those guidelines in place, and everything went extremely well, I feel like, all things considered. And now here we are, we were able to have this commencement ceremony, and you can see just the dancing and the celebration. It's like we did it. We may have Zoomed, we may have been hybrid, we may not have gotten to study abroad for many of them. There's just a lot of things kind of had to change, but they still managed to achieve this milestone.
Well, and part of what we say to our students is that we want to prepare you for lifelong learning. The world is going to change. You have to be able to adapt. You have to be able to figure out new strategies in the new situations that you find yourselves in. So, in effect, what's happened with COVID, I think, is the university has been sort of challenged to do itself what we've said we are preparing students to do. We've said you need to be able to adapt and make changes as circumstances change, and we in higher education have had to do that too. We've probably stubbed our toe occasionally, but I think by and large we have figured out new ways to do things, effective ways to do things, and the learning environment has been a successful place. And I think the university has done some remarkable work in moving everything forward in the last year, and I think the excitement of these students is a clear indication of that.
I think the pandemic just gave these students a head start on what it's like to pivot when life gives you something quite unexpected. I think we all got a lesson in that. One thing that's gone on for years here at WKU is announcing a Cherry Presidential Scholarships, and recently 15 students were awarded this prestigious academic award. This scholarship is valued at $16,000 annually and worth $64,000 during a 4-year period. The students were chosen from a group of applicants who were invited to interview and participate in a virtual event this year. So that is just something that hasn't stopped with the pandemic, and that is bringing very academically profiled students to our campus. So we're really glad to have those students joining us in the fall.
The Cherry Scholarship obviously is named for our founding president, Henry Hardin Cherry, a man himself who had a lot of initiative, brought a lot of innovation to higher education, not only our campus, but across Kentucky. And he also believed that it was an important thing for our students and our graduates to be out in the community and building a better community. And those things are characteristic of the Cherry Scholars. They are not only very bright young people, but they are folks with ideas about what they want to do, ideas about how the campus and the community can change. And the Cherry Scholars make a very dynamic contribution to our campus. And it's always a remarkable group of students. I'm always intrigued to have a chance to meet them periodically. But the Cherry Scholars really set a hallmark for student excellence and student achievement on our campus. And it's nice to have the chance to welcome a new group for this coming fall semester.
They're absolutely the cream of the crop from their schools. And another cream of the crop team is, and something that WKU is known for nationally, is our forensics team. They won both the National Forensic Association Individual Events Team Championship this year and the National Forensic Association Lincoln Douglas Debate Team Sweepstakes. President Caboni just had a little press conference, so to speak, with them last week, they continually put us on the map, I feel like, our forensics team.
And they've been putting us on the map for decades, probably back to the 1920s. The forensics program has been a big successful part of our campus, and in some various forms even before that. The forensics program is housed right now in Potter College of Arts and Letters, but it truly is a campus-wide program, and it draws majors from every college. Those folks work extraordinarily hard. They compete at the very highest level. And one thing that's always intrigued me about the responsibilities that they shoulder is that football, basketball, baseball, they have seasons and then they don't compete. But with forensics, they start to compete pretty much in September and they finish in April. So they have a really extended season of competition. And the students, we're talking about the Cherry Scholars, the students who are recruited to the forensics program also bring that same sort of energy, initiative, and that sense that they need to be a part of the campus community and contributing to the campus community. So the forensic students have a lot to be proud of, and it continues to be one of the hallmark programs here at WKU.
And normally, I'm not as well versed on their seasons as you are, but it involves a lot of travel normally. But I think they also had to do a lot of their competing virtually this year. So I'm sure that was a different dynamic for them to overcome.
They do travel a lot. Travel is a big part of the forensic experience here, but they did not travel this year.
Right, right.
So just like almost every other aspect of higher education, we have had to find some way to do this remotely and electronically, and I think it is very much in the spirit of that program that they have continued to achieve at the very highest level. So even though venues might be different, the structure might be a little different, these folks, in the spirit of what we want our students to be able to do, have learned ways to respond to those challenges and still be successful at the very highest levels.
It's interesting that you were mentioning baseball and football and softball, because I want to mention that a total of 63 WKU graduating student athletes are graduating today, and they have the department's highest cumulative grade point average for a graduating class in more than a decade. Their GPA is 3.35, which is the highest since at least 2010, and raises the bar from the mark of 3.31 set in the spring of 2020. So congratulations to our student athletes who also have, a lot going on besides their classwork, and in some cases they did still travel this year.
And student athletes is exactly the way to put it, because they are students before they are athletes, and our athletics program is very supportive of the academic mission of these students. They provide a great deal of support for them, and they have very high expectations for those students in terms of academic performance. Their success on various playing fields is what probably gets more attention in the paper, but a 3.35 across the athletic program is really significant record for any group of students, and I think it's an indication of the kind of support they receive from coaches and other professionals in the program, and the kind of talent and commitment that they bring to their own work.
Also, WKU had 2 students finish in the top 10 of the Hearst Multimedia Competition. They are photojournalism students, and that's another program you've heard about in conjunction with WKU for decades,
yes.
Wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. We can arrogantly say that we've dominated the Hearst competitions for a long, long time. We're very strong in the media one, particularly in photojournalism, which is practically an automatic trophy for us. But the Hearst are the Pulitzer Prize of college journalism, and it's a prestigious and very competitive thing, and we have consistently been at the very top of that for a very long time.
We certainly have, and we're so honored to be able to single those students out this year. We've also been recognized yet again as a military-friendly school for the 12th consecutive year. The field's most comprehensive database for career training and education is Military Friendly at School by Victory Media. So we've achieved this classification consecutively since 2009. I know we have the Veterans Upward Bound program, the textbook for troops, the list goes on and on.
And we certainly pride ourselves on our support for folks who are veterans. We also have some students who are still on active duty and taking classes with us. We also try to be supportive of their family members. I think it's also very significant that we are commissioning 23 new second lieutenants this year. And I think that too, the strength of our ROTC program, the success of the Hilltopper Battalion, is another indication of what a military-friendly campus this is, and certainly those 23 new second lieutenants, a remarkable group of young people. I attended their commissioning ceremony yesterday, and there will be a follow-up with that today as part of these commencement ceremonies. But that's also a very important moment at commencement, a very powerful moment, because the response from the audience is always a very strong and very warm one.
Very much so. We are continuing to watch the students get ready for tonight's commencement ceremony. We have 3 colleges involved in this particular ceremony. We have the Potter College of Arts and Letters, the College of Education and Behavioral Sciences, and Ogden College of Science and Engineering. We successfully completed this morning's group with the Gordon Ford College of Business and the College of Health and Human Services. So it's a new way of doing commencement this year. We're excited to be outside, socially distanced in L.T. Smith Stadium and on Fikes Field, and we love seeing the graduates just enjoy every nook and cranny of our campus. And we said earlier, there's really not a bad backdrop this time of year. It's pretty much beautiful from top to bottom, and it's just exciting to see all the photo ops taking place throughout the day.
Certainly, iPhones are prevalent here. Lots of pictures in a lot of different directions. I suspect there's a whole lot happening on social media with folks sitting on the field, but also folks up in the grandstands. So there is a whole lot to celebrate, and it is a very visual kind of experience, particularly on a wonderful day like this. So yes, a lot of great backdrops out there.
A lot of great backdrops, and we want to just again say thank you to WKU PBS and the entire crew for their hard work pulling off this programming, and also to Dr. Caboni and the Division of Communications and Marketing for all the work that they've done, as well as just everybody in facilities management. The list goes on, and we just couldn't do this without the whole team. So it's definitely a team effort. We want to thank you, Dr. Lee. It's been an honor to have your perspective as the WKU historian with decades of experience on this hill.
Well, I appreciate the invitation and the chance to be here, and I love commencement in every form, and it's nice to have a chance to participate this way today.
I think you referred to commencement at WKU as magic. I couldn't agree more. It's a magical day. I really think so.
It really is, and it's a time that brings together not only the students, but the faculty and staff who have supported them, their family and friends. It really is a wonderful assemblage on the Hill. It's a great convening, and it is magic.
We want to wish the best of luck to all these graduates of 2021.
as today's ceremony gets underway, please welcome our platform party to the stage, beginning with the governing body of WKU, the Board of Regents. Mr. Frederick A. Higdon, Chair. Mr. Jason McKinney, Vice Chair. Mr. David Brinkley, Secretary and Staff Regent. Dr. Shane Spiller, Faculty Regent. And Mr. Garrett Edmonds, Student Regent. Among the other platform guests, our Alumni Association President, Mr. Joe Morrell. Dean of Potter College of Arts and Letters, Dr. Larry Snyder. Dean of the College of Education and Behavioral Sciences, Dr. Corin Murphy. Dean of Ogden College of Science and Engineering, Dr. Greg Arbuckle. Provost for Research and Graduate Education, Dr. Ranjit Kudali. Associate Provost and Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. Cheryl Stevens. And WKU's 10th President, Dr. Timothy Caboni. Bearing the mace of Western Kentucky University is our Chief Marshal, Professor Julia Roberts. The honor of carrying the mace is given to the faculty member in attendance who has served the longest tenure. Professor Roberts has taught at WKU for 40 years, and we are grateful for her service. Thank you, Professor Roberts. And now, please join us in a round of applause for our platform party, as well as all of our WKU faculty and staff in attendance today who have provided outstanding instruction and guidance to our Hilltoppers over the course of their studies. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Tim Caboni, President of Western Kentucky University, and I am honored to welcome you to WKU's commencement ceremony in celebration of our Fall 2020 and Spring and Summer 2021 graduates. Before we begin, now that everyone's seated and physically distanced, either individually or by family unit, and because we are outside, if you're comfortable doing so, you may now remove your mask. We do ask that if you move about the stadium that you wear your mask because physical distancing may not be maintained. To begin this evening's celebration, please stand for the presentation of colors and remain standing for the singing of our national anthem by graduating senior and vocal performance major Claire Smith.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the
Thank you, and you may be seated. Commencement is a celebration of success and also a time to express appreciation to those who provided support and encouragement to you along the way. Graduates in attendance today and watching online are your parents, grandparents, and siblings, your spouses and children, your family, and your friends. These are the individuals who supported you the most, and they take great pride in celebrating your success today. Will you please stand and show them your appreciation? Thank you, and you may be seated. Our first president, Henry Hardin Cherry, envisioned that WKU would be a university of social mobility and of access and opportunity. Taking that first step is often the most challenging. Graduates, if you are the first in your immediate family to complete a college degree, would you please stand? Your achievement isn't just about yourself. It's about your entire family. You've changed the course of their future as well as your own by earning a college degree. Please help me recognize again our first-generation graduates. Thank you, and please be seated. Graduates, it's my privilege to address you one final time as an assembled class. You've reached a key milestone, one that is likely to be among the most significant in your lives. We celebrate today the continuation of what I hope is a lifelong journey of learning and discovery. You've amassed significant knowledge and honed your skills with us. That's important. But what will serve you for a lifetime are the habits of mind you've developed, the intellectual passions you've identified, the deeper understanding of what it means to be successful in life that you've cultivated. Now, class of 2021, you hold a special place in the heart of our institution. 4 years ago, you began your journey right here at Convocation during Master Plan when you launched your student careers at WKU. And now, 4 years later, we celebrate the culmination of those careers. You made lifelong connections and experienced all things WKU. You've matured academically and personally, and I'm confident you're well prepared for the next phases of your lives. Your senior year was different in so many ways. You experienced the unimaginable consequences of a global pandemic unleashing its wrath on our world. But together, you faced the challenges that unfolded. You continued your studies, and you overcame in order to achieve. So before I say anything more, let me say this. Class of 2021, well done. Well done in the way you persisted through adversity. Well done in how you adapted to an incredibly different world around you, and well done in the remarkable manner in which you cared for one another. As we gradually emerge on the other side of this pandemic, I hope the past year leaves you strengthened, better prepared to face adversities, and that you'll lean on this experience to elevate you and help you rise above today, tomorrow, and throughout your lives. And now, your next journey begins. Your next adventure awaits, and the world needs people like you with those habits of mind I mentioned earlier. Shaped by technology, our world and how we experience it is evolving at a dizzying pace. One outcome of this is a dramatic polarization of our communities. This is not an accident. Social media platforms know that much of what captures user attention is content that shocks, angers, inflames, and outrages. What they don't want us to realize is that we are the commodity. We are the products being sold to advertisers and others who want to mobilize our influence. And one of the most effective ways of doing this is by sowing mistrust and dissent, creating ever-deepening rabbit holes to go down, threads to unravel, the end result of which is each of us squandering some portion of our days, squandering some portion of our lives in a way that monetizes our attention. More troubling is this spills over into our real-world interactions. Our society is divided into simplified, clear-cut factions. You pick any issue that's important to you, and you can envision the two camps, us and them, or us versus them. Your generation's greatest challenge is to focus on things that are important and not necessarily those that are immediate, to slip the bonds placed upon you by technology and to actually engage face-to-face, one-on-one, with those with whom you disagree. And when you do, you quickly will realize there is no us and them. It really is just all of us. We are all in this together. And that's what we've equipped you to do here at WKU. Certainly, we prepared you for a career, a profession, a job, and helped equip you to make a good living for yourself. But we've done more than that. During your time on the Hill, you've cultivated the ability to think through challenging scenarios, to come to difficult decisions, to be perceptive enough to understand the subtle nuances, arguments, and problems. You've worked to master the sometimes humbling art of compromise and to always bring to situations critical thinking and exploration with a measure of self-critique, never forgetting we each bring our own lens to the world. You understand that it is more important to listen sometimes than it is to talk, and that we each could afford others a bit more grace. So as you embark on your professional journey that begins now, or for some of you has already begun, I encourage you, debate, critique, question, and search for that ever-elusive truth with a capital T. And at the same time, never forget, there is right and there is wrong. There is good and there is evil. And you always have a choice to make. So choose well, do well, and be well. At this time, please welcome Student Government Association President Garrett Edmonds for remarks on behalf of the WKU student body.
Once again, good evening and welcome esteemed faculty, staff, graduates, and guests. As we gather here today in fellowship and celebration, I am overwhelmed with a feeling of deja vu. 4 years ago, we gathered on this field to capture the commemorative class of 2021 photo to mark the start of our journeys here at WKU. As I reminisce back to when that photo was taken, I am reminded of that gut feeling of uncertainty rooted within me. At the time, I had no assurance in what I was doing, and uncertainty filled my mind as I embarked on my journey on the Hill. As time went on, I began to immerse myself in the campus community. Through conversations with newfound friends, it became apparent that I was not alone in experiencing that feeling of uncertainty. In fact, I believe that many of us at this very moment share that same feeling. But today is the day we prepare to move forward, taking with us the imparted knowledge and wisdom we came here seeking 4 years ago. The lessons we have learned, the experiences we have had, and the hardships we have faced have prepared each and every one of us to lead prosperous lives for the days ahead. As we reflect on this past year and the shared challenges we have faced as a campus community, Our will to persevere brought us to this momentous day of celebration of our achievement. We did not allow the challenges of this year to tarnish our spirit. No, at WKU, we live by the motto, "The Spirit makes the master." Our strong spirit and perseverance are evident by our gathering here today. There is a quote by Thomas Fuller that I believe encapsulates this past year with where we are now. The darkest hour is just before the dawn. Fellow Hilltoppers, today is the dawn, and today is the day we recognize what we have accomplished and move forward with hope and assurance. Uncertainty will not dictate our attitude for the future. As we go our separate ways and embark on different journeys, there's a commonality among all of us. Our foundation is WKU. We are a Hilltopper family, which means we continue to elevate and turn to one another as we depart here today. The Hill will always be here should we need a resource to look to in the days ahead. I am proud to be a Hilltopper. I am proud to stand beside and celebrate today with all of you as our time here on the Hill comes to a close. I will leave you with a quote by John F. Kennedy that has motivated me throughout my educational journey. Let us think of education as the means of developing our greatest abilities, because in each of us there is a private hope and dream which, fulfilled, can be translated into benefit for everyone and greater strength of the nation. I will now ask Dr. Cheryl Stevens, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, to come forward and announce the John D. Minton Award winner and recognize our honor graduates. As always, go Tops!
Good evening. Named in honor of a former WKU president, the John D. Minton Award recognizes a graduate student for outstanding contributions to his or her academic discipline, both within the university and beyond. This year's John D. Minton Award goes to Shelby King, who is graduating with a Master of Science in Psychology with a concentration in Psychological Science. Presenting the award to her this evening is Dr. Ranjit Kudali, Associate Provost for Research and Graduate Education. Shelby has an outstanding academic record, including research experience, and has served as a graduate research assistant and lab manager in the Technology Enhancing Community Health Lab, where she has studied a wide range of substance use topics. She served as a project manager for a text messaging intervention program funded by the National Institutes of Health, targeting substance-impaired driving. Shelby has been first author or co-author of 14 poster presentations presented at national conferences, as well as other published research. In addition to the Minton Award, Shelby was selected as this year's Outstanding Graduate Student in the Department of Psychological Sciences and the Outstanding Graduate Student for Ogden College of Science and Engineering. She also was awarded the Undergraduate Service Award in the Department of Psychological Sciences in May 2019 and received a Fuse grant in 2017. This fall, she will enter the Clinical Psychology PhD program at East Tennessee State University. Congratulations to Ms. Shelby King for her outstanding achievements. WKU awards 3 honors designations to students receiving baccalaureate degrees: cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude, and 2 recognitions for students receiving associate degrees with distinction and with high distinction. All of these outstanding graduates have earned a grade point average of 3.4 or above, with the appropriate number of credit hours earned at WKU, and today they proudly wear red and white honor cords as a symbol of their academic achievement. Will all honors graduates please stand to be recognized and congratulated? Thank you. You may be seated. The Scholar of the College is the baccalaureate degree student from each undergraduate college with the highest cumulative overall grade point average and a minimum of 60 semester hours earned at WKU. Students in each college were presented with a medallion prior to the ceremony. Outstanding graduate students were selected by graduate faculty in each college and will receive their awards from the graduate school. Would all students with the Scholar of College designation and all outstanding graduate students stand to be recognized and congratulated? Congratulations to all of our honors graduates and their families. President Caboni.
Thank you, Provost Stevens. Congratulations to Shelby and to all honor graduates. Among our great traditions at WKU is this portion in the ceremony when we celebrate the commitment of graduating Hilltoppers to making a good life through service in our nation's military. We are honored this evening to commission 17 new graduates who are beginning their careers as second lieutenants in the U.S. Army. At this time, I invite Professor of Military Science and Department Head Lieutenant Colonel Morgan Green to come forward to administer the oath of office to these new officers. Please hold your applause until all have taken the oath. Commissioned today are Cadet Madison Alexander from Franklin, Kentucky. Cadet Alexander has been assigned to Frankfort, Kentucky. Cadet Justin Bratcher from Owensboro, Kentucky. Cadet Bratcher has been assigned to Fort Jackson, South Carolina. Cadet Connor Brees from Nashville, Tennessee. Cadet Brees has been assigned to Lawrence, South Carolina. Cadet Joseph Carter from Tompkinsville, Kentucky. Cadet Carter has been assigned to Fort Benning, Georgia. Cadet Grant Denbaugh from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Cadet Denbaugh has been assigned to Fort Benning, Georgia. Cadet Jaden Douglas from Hardeeville, Kentucky. Cadet Douglas has been assigned to Owensboro, Kentucky. Cadet Jacob Goldman from Owensboro, Kentucky. Cadet Goldman has been assigned to Fort Still, Oklahoma. Cadet Ethan Gordon from Elizabethtown, Kentucky. Cadet Gordon has been assigned to Fort Campbell, Kentucky. Cadet Hunter Hatfield from White House, Tennessee. Cadet Hatfield has been assigned to Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Cadet Stephen Huffman from Severna Park, Maryland. Cadet Huffman has been assigned to Fort Hood, Texas. Cadet Thomas Pelkey from Rochester, Minnesota. Cadet Pelkey has been assigned to Fort Rucker, Alabama. Cadet Ethan Reynolds from Raven, Kentucky. Cadet Reynolds has been assigned to Fort Benning, Georgia. Cadet Faith Smith from Scottsville, Kentucky. Cadet Smith has been assigned to Rio Rancho, New Mexico. Cadet Shane Smith from Shepherdsville, Kentucky. Cadet Smith has been assigned to Cynthiana, Kentucky. Cadet Damian Walker from Lexington. Cadet Walker has been assigned to Glasgow, Kentucky. Cadet Colin Watson from Campbellsville, Kentucky. Cadet Watson has been assigned to Glasgow, Kentucky. And Cadet Olivia Wilson from Akron, Kentucky. Cadet Wilson has been assigned to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name, having been appointed an officer in the Army of the United States in the grade of second lieutenant, do solemnly swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that you take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which you are about to enter. So help me God. Ladies and gentlemen, the Army's newest second lieutenants.
Congratulations to our nation's newest military officers, and thanks to each of you for your service. Other members of today's graduating class who either currently serve or who have served in our nation's military are wearing red, white, and blue honor cords. Would all graduates and those of you joining us in the audience today who are currently serving or are military veterans please stand so we can recognize and thank you for your service to our nation. Graduates, for the past 4 years, you've worked hard to earn your degrees, and you've been anticipating this moment. The authority to confer degrees rests with the WKU Board of Regents. At this time, Dean Snyder, Dean Murphy, and Dean Arbuckle will present their degree candidates by college. Graduates, please rise as your college is recognized. From the Potter College of Arts and Letters, please welcome Dean Larry Snyder. Earning degrees in areas such as anthropology, communication, and criminology, these students have been involved in numerous hands-on experiences during their studies and go on to become FBI agents, politicians, lawyers, published authors, journalists, artists, musicians, and much, much more. Dean Snyder.
Potter College trains students to not only seek out and achieve the highest level of academic potential, but also to be creative, intelligent, critical thinkers who embrace the beauty and passion of the arts, humanities, and social sciences in the contemporary world. Would all degree candidates from Potter College of Arts and Letters please rise? President Caboni, today's degree candidates have completed the master's, bachelor's, and associate degree programs as prescribed by the university. On behalf of the faculty and staff of Potter College of Arts and Letters at Western Kentucky University, it is my distinct privilege to recommend that the appropriate degrees be conferred upon these candidates.
Thank you, Dean Snyder. I heartily accept your recommendation. Congratulations to our Potter College graduates. You may be seated.
On behalf of Potter College of Arts and Letters, I'd like to make a special degree presentation. Douglas and Teresa Wells, if you will, please join President Caboni on the center stage at this time. In December, we unexpectedly lost a student who would have been celebrating his degree with us today. Elliot was a model student, a beloved classmate, and exceptional contributor to his major programs in broadcasting and public relations. He was a member of the Sigma Phi Epsilon fraternity and a contributor to the College Heights Herald. But he may best be remembered as a driving force behind the award-winning weekly sports show, Extra Point. Beyond his outstanding coverage of Hilltopper athletics, Elliot made the newsroom a better and happier place just by being in it. He was passionate about his craft, a genuine fan of the athletes he covered, and a friend to all of his classmates and colleagues. And so on behalf of the Potter College of Arts and Letters, I am very proud to award posthumously the Bachelor of Arts degree to Mr. Douglas Elliott Wells.
Douglas and Teresa, on behalf of all of those in the WKU family, please accept our deepest sympathies. Elliot represented well the spirit of WKU, and we're so happy you were able to be here with us today. Now, from the College of Education and Behavioral Sciences, please welcome Dean Corinne Murphy. The College of Education and Behavioral Science graduates a diverse group of community change agents earning degrees in teacher certification, educational administration, counseling, psychology, military sciences, interdisciplinary studies, and more. Dean Murphy.
The College of Education and Behavioral Sciences represents the foundation of WKU, dating back to the Western Kentucky State Normal School in 1906. Graduates go on to become teachers and school administrators, psychologists, university presidents, military officers, organizational leaders, and much more. Would all degree candidates from the College of Education and Behavioral Sciences please rise? President Caboni, today's degree candidates have completed the doctoral, master's, bachelor's, and associate degrees programs as prescribed by the university. On behalf of the faculty of the College of Education and Behavioral Sciences of Western Kentucky University, it is my privilege that the appropriate degrees be conferred upon these graduates.
Thank you, Dean Murphy. It's my privilege to accept your recommendation. Congratulations to our Education and Behavioral Science graduates. You may be seated. And now, from the Ogden College of Science and Engineering, please welcome Dean Greg Arbuckle. In Ogden College, our Hilltoppers study math, science, and engineering, preparing to be our doctors, engineers, meteorologists, and more. Dean Arbuckle.
The college also offers one of the most fundamental applied science experiences on campus in its Center for Energy Systems. This center has become a focus for technical and engineering workforce development for the region, state, and nation, where students are engaged in providing practical and meaningful solutions. Would all degree candidates from Ogden College of Science and Engineering please rise? President Caboni, today's degree candidates have completed the master's, bachelor's, and associate degree programs as prescribed by the university. On behalf of the faculty of Ogden College of Science and Engineering of Western Kentucky University, it is my privilege to recommend the appropriate degrees be conferred upon these candidates.
Thank you, Dean Arbuckle. It's my pleasure to accept your recommendation. Congratulations to our science and engineering graduates. You may be seated. At this time, will all degree candidates, graduates, that means all of you, the faculty and the platform party, please stand. I now invite the chair of the WKU Board of Regents, Mr. Frederick A. Higdon, to come forward for the official conferral of degrees.
Good evening, graduates. The responsibility of conferring degrees is the highest honor and privilege for the Board of Regents of Western Kentucky University. Graduates, I hereby confer upon each of you the appropriate degree which you have earned through your program of study as recommended by the college deans and certified by the president of the university. Upon behalf of the Western Kentucky University Board of Regents, congratulations.
Thank you, and you now may be seated one more time. Now I'd like to introduce Alumni Association President Joe Morrell.
Good evening. I am Joe Morrell, President of the Alumni Association National Board of Directors, and I am proud to be a Hilltopper. To those graduates here today who know what you'd like to do with your life, congratulations. To those who maybe don't have it figured out, it's okay. I was that person when I sat where you are today. I want to encourage you all to enjoy the process of your search without succumbing to the pressures of the result. Whether you know your path in life or you're still looking for path, I want to leave you with a piece of knowledge that I heard Chef David Chang say to a group similar to this one, an idea we should all remind ourselves of in times like this. It's not about you. You're going to be your happiest, in my opinion, when you try to be selfless. Congratulations to you all for your accomplishments while on the Hill. I hope you're proud of your achievements, and I hope you're eager to get out and work so that decades from now, you can take a look around and say to yourself, I left things better than I found it. Graduates, please rise. Take a look around. In addition to your family and friends, you are now surrounded by your alumni family. You are forever a Hilltopper, and your Alumni Association is here to help you maintain that connection. To signify your accomplishments and your change in status from student to alumnus, please move your tassel from the right side of your mortarboard to the left, placing it over your heart. Congratulations. May your reflections and the memories of your years here in the specific moment keep you climbing with WKU. Welcome to the WKU alumni family, and go Tops.
Before we continue, we want to get one final red towel photo, so if you'll grab your towels, you're already standing, so you know what to do, Hilltoppers. Wave your towel toward the video board. Don't forget to smile. This is your photo. Hilltoppers, now's the portion of our ceremony where we continue to celebrate your achievements by individually recognizing every graduate. As you hear your name being called, please stand and wave your red towel. It's going to be read in order by college and department, then proceed to the stage area to receive your diploma cover and pause for a quick photo, then return to your seat. Now, we ask you wear your mask as you make your way to the front since physical distancing may not be maintained, but feel free to remove it for your walk in front of the stage and photo op. We do ask you try to maintain distance from those around you as you process. Now, we know this field is vast, and we're just grateful for the opportunity to be able to safely gather outside today. So if you're not comfortable walking, feel free to remain seated. Diploma covers will be available at the field gate and stage following today's ceremony. Now, before we begin individual recognition, if you did not previously submit your information, photos, or videos via text, email, or the website, and did not turn in a reader card at our Topper Walk, if you wish to be recognized and haven't done any of those things, please make your way to the field gate where you enter the stadium so we might gather your information and ensure that you're recognized. So let's get started.
Graduates of the Potter College of Arts and Letters. Joseph Carter. Rachel Durbin. Cameron Jackson. Carly Jeffries. Kimberly Jefferson. Amber Madison. Riley McKee. Brittany Morrison. Amanda Parker. Hallie Presley. Caitlin Priest. Carlin Prowell. Autumn Smith. Caitlin Smith. Shelby Smith. Emma Spainhoward. Cassidy Townsend. Eric Vasquez. Kaylee Wilgruber. Zachary Burns. Heather Hartledge. Jordan Mansfield. Jalissa Novotny. James Skaggs. Evan Kessler. Luke Manning. Emily Pena. Brooke Riley. Cody Lewis. Bradley Orr. Christopher Beesmore. Evan Barrett. Spencer Campbell. Laurel Deppen. Connor Donow. Adam Eaton. Kaylin Gill. McCalla Grant. Riley Greif. Jaslyn Hamilton. Matthew Hargrove. Elizabeth Hitch. Sydney Johnson. Ashton Jones. Gabrielle Crumpleman. Emily Leslie. Elizabeth Medley. Casey Ogg. Christopher Phipps. Morgan Regal. Haley Roeder. Lauren Tashin. Eric Vasquez. Grace Wallace. Casey Warner. Charlita Williams. Jacob Bowen. Phoenix Gray. Ronald Griffin. Lillian Ham. Courtney Morgan. Jacob Raymond. Ryan Richardson. Carly Souders. Torque Aljohani. Grace Altwies, Savannah Anderson, Elijah Ballou, Avery Caldwell, Rebecca Clevin, Xavier Dinwiddie, Ashley Duckworth, Graham Durbin, Emily Gibson, Megan Kelly, Joanna Loomer, Elizabeth Lyons, Brianna Rogers, Alora Snodgrass, Lauren Talley, Abigail West, Abigail Baker, Anna Boer, Ching Yi Chan, Claire Dale, Jalen Duche, William Harris, Emma Henry, Maggie Height, Elise Jaggers, Blake Kaiser, Meredith Kilgore, Jasmine Morgan, Kiana Nesbitt, Cody Okert, Larry Hoke, Ann Rutledge, Allie Willis, Kimberly Isbell, Madison Alexander, Turki Al-Gaiti, Angelo Armagno, Eric Berry, Cody Begley, Madeline Bolds, Samantha Bracken, Lindsay Cook, Taylor Crane, Destiny Dougherty, Caitlin Delph, Keisha Dolberry, Mackenzie Elkins, Ashlyn Evans, John Fay, Lada Gasparich, Michael Gentry, Jacob Gonzalez, Ethan Gordon, Hunter Hatfield, Kiana Hearn, Susie Hine, Whitney Hudson, Elma Yasarevich, Sydney Leanhart, Lauren Lee, Victoria Lucas, Allison Meehan, Haley Miles, Caitlin Miller, Bailey Morgan, Nyla Rogers, Dalton Sassy, Cheyenne Seaton, Ashlyn Shane, Kellyanne Shaw, Cody Smith, Megan Stiles, Samantha Varman, Emily Walker, Colin Watson, Kiana Whaley, Logan Willis, Taylor Boulier, Callie Condiff, Heather Hartledge, Kathleen Lane, Abigail Palmer, Kelly Holland, Taina Muldrow, Olivia Allen, Brooklyn Barrett, Garrett Bunch, Madeline Chambers, Bailey Cook, Ella Corder, Kaylin Delph, Katie Dahl, Cameron Fonts, Emily Garnett, Savannah Heron, Hannah Higgins, Rachel Hunter, Destiny Johnson, Glynis Jones, Sophie Jones, Josie Keeley, Michaela Moore, Noah Powers, Caitlin Price, Keely Rather, Fallon Russell, Emily Snyder, Madeline Stack, Morgan Stevens, Nelson Stone, Margaret Thornton, Adriana Waters, Ethan Williams, Samantha Williams. William Williford. Anne McGuire Bolden. Morgan Crabtree. Anna Eaton. Lillian Golden. Sarah Lyons. Eleanor Reed. Lauren Shepard. Brooke Stivers. Joseph Evan Venable. Kelsey Carwile. Hudson Curry. Hannah Fitzpatrick. John Harrell. Christopher Lambert. Molly McDonald. Anna Raker. Georgia Dassler. Cameron Fonts. Sarah Kennedy. Patrick Allender. Ethan Berg. Daniel Candee. Ainsley Chisholm. Trey Corin. Ramani Dixon. Samantha Eaton. John Elam. Thomas Gallagher. Jacob Goldman. Zachary Hickey. Rebecca Horn. Hunter LeBlanc. Alexander Moore. Christopher Poole. Jeremy Schultz. Emma Ward. Olivia Wilson. Chloe Young. Hannah Bushin. Isabel Eliason. Alan Engel. Jessica Kenow. Ashley Leonard. Bradley Orr. Mara Qasim. Bridget Stakelum. Kenneth Barlow. Nicole Christensen. Jacob Dressman. Lauren High. Annalee Hubbs. James Mansfield. McKenna Mitchell. Tracy Scott. Nicholas Stone. Eleanor Tolbert, Justice Adams, Malika Brower, Haley Cusick, Kelsey Dunn, Jessica Graves, Kristen Hicks, Penny Hobbs, Wesley Hurt, Lacey McGray, Hasum Morfin Gandara, Nicholas Nelson, Evan Patriotin, Jalay Peters, Cameron Richards, Holly Sims, Claire Smith, Rebecca Swed, Mariah Thomas, Melissa Vallone, Lily Williams, Jacelyn Woolgast, Eric Bigler, Lane Blankenship, Jocelyn Buster, Reese Poland, Benjamin Rose, Anna Schertzinger, Carson Smith, Emily Adkins, Lydia Bolds, Natalie Ellis, Julia Huffman, Yates Lewis, Kimber Morris, Kayla Robinson, Lexa Dougherty, Madeline Keeling, Alyssa Reese, Faith Smith, Taylor Thurman, Mallory Byrne, Emma Cox, Haley Doerr, William Ferris, Piper Koish, Malia Source, Elizabeth Stephenson, Janie Tyler, Claire Wilson, Colton Wood, Allison Copeland, Sean Hull, Lila Turner, Emma Warnicki, Autumn Alexander, Grace Arms, Evelium Ceballo, Jolene Hubbard, Christopher Coley, Winston Madison, Ryan Newton, Carolyn Pritchard, Chloe Skeezy, Emma Steele, Lily Thompson, Hannah Vanover, Harper Anderson, Joshua Barnes, Matthew Barr, Deanna Camargo, Angel Campbell, Luke Castle, Claudia Cole, Derek Collins, William Dixon, Nicholas Dornoff, James Edmonds, Benjamin Hansen, James Harsey, Stephen Hillenmeyer, Trevor Huffman, Kaylee Hunter, Alejandro Harkin, Isaac Keller, Lucas Knight, Casey Lyle, Brenna Matthews, Ricky Mormon, Olivia Murphy, Austin Norvell, Elizabeth Peterson, Ryan Richardson, Haley Shambaugh, Cecil Snow, Joshua Jacek, Avery Hardy, Georgia Knuckles, Mary Adams, Esther Amoa, Krista Johnson, Ian Milden, Briley Barks, Alexandra Cornwell, Nicholas Fuller, Hannah Gray, Rebecca Harper, Kenna Haywood, Ellie Johns, Brennan Jones, Sydney Jones, Brian Keeney, Mary Carol Kuhn, Leandra Meredith, Noah Moore, Mary Murphy. Libby Nave. Corey Newsom. Bailey Persifield. Taylor Phillips. Bailey Shaluda. Jarrett Simpson. Chelsea Soberanis. Renee Spalding. Alexis Young. Gabriella Zaff. Robert Coleman. Jonathan Curtis. Samuel Lambert. Stephanie Pedigo. Valerie Stegall. Hannah Turner. Kelly Hinkle. Empho Motseki. Terry Purdy. Jacob Ametis. Tori Bowling. James Boyd. Cameron Brown. Alicia Kuarm. Colin Dobbs. Dylan Gregory. Chase Lake. Matthew Lapina. Donald Reddington. Michaela Sampson. Clark Settle. Austin Sims. Nicholas Warder. Caitlin Wheeler. Brian Willis. Kari Barron. Amanda Bevan. Lexi Cook. Samantha Haycraft. Kevin Heckler. Alexis Hutchison. Molly Latham. Mandolin McCluskey. Tara Nally. Chelsea Smith. Donald Snyder. Jacqueline Travis. Sierra Trumsness. Kylie Baxkowski. Esteban Kazana. Lauren Coolbaugh. Ellen Danford. Taylor Depp. Melissa Garner. Natalie Guerra. Colette Jolly. Emily Lindsay. Grant Newland. Anna Wright. Haley Armstrong. Annalise Davis. Carly Davis. Riley Davis. Sarah Hayes. Leah Johnson. Daquan Lawler. Nell Marie Mohan. Abigail North. Madison Rose. Brooklyn Stevens. Hannah Basham. Christopher Beats. Jasmine Chambers. Jocelyn Childress. Lydia Farmer. Carly Fuller. Caleb Harness. Rachel Hunter. Sydney Jarbo. Don Job. Abby Kennedy. Molly Lee. Cassidy Lynch. Cecilia Morris. Molly Norton. Shelby Riley. Kyra Rookard. Tara Shade. Nicholas Bluell. Sarah Diedrich. Abigail Gooddale. Ian Langford. Emily Lawrence. Say Mayer. Ella Moore. Cecilia Morris. Olivia Patton. Clayton Roederer. Graduates of the College of Education and Behavioral Sciences. Cassandra. Cassandra Renard. Garrett Westerfield. James Bender. Rutuja Chinchankar. Brittany Dodds. Ayana Peak. Brandon Allison. Laura Jenkins. Nathaniel Thompson. Caitlin Wheeler. Emily Arms. Kayla Ashby. Stephanie Belt. April Crabtree. James Despain. Leslie Fosha. Jamie Garden. Elise Gunder. Sarah Hamilton. Amber Hawley. Elizabeth Hicks. Taylor Huey. Colleen Jones. Tyler Jordan. Kristen Majors. Aaron Meyer. William Montelli. Ninoska Moratin. Caitlin Rigney. Melissa Roach. Brianna Robertson. Amy Ross. Kylie Sipes. Haley Smith. Seth Thompson. Zeambo Donway. Jonna Denning-Smith. Laura Donnelly. Kianush Ebrahimi. Benjamin Pyle. Ebony Spencer Muldrow. Holly Alexander. Kayla Austin. Bailey Baxter. Jessica Bronner. Raven Brayman. Tamara Brown. Abby Carver. Stephen Catalano. Madison Cottrell. Taylor Courtney. Courtney Crow. Chelsea Culver. Chastity Davidson. Courtney Doherty. Monica Dougherty. Cheyenne Doyle. Jera Dunbar. Lee Duncan. Alea Ellis. Sarah Ferguson. Tyler Flickinger. Haley Ford. Aaron Gibson. Michaela Goodrum, Emily Graham, Brenna Griswell, Hannah Gruber, Nicole Hardcastle, Victoria Hargaden, Alexandra Hoffman, Abby Iden, Hannah Isaacs, Abigail Jansen, Bailey Johnson, Shelby King, Carrie Lester, Alexis Lindsay, Ariel Lonoaya, Morgan Lundy, Jonathan Likens, Callie Martin, Alexandra McClellan, Amanda Molstad, Sarah Mott, Haley Naftel, Carrie Nicholson, Presley Parker, Alicia Parrott, Hannah Pennington, Whitney Perry, Cheyenne Riles, Madison Renner, Melissa Riggs, Ashlyn Rittenberry, Jenna Russell, Patricia Simpson, Kennedy Smith, Macy Smith, Alexandria Stinson, Miranda Stone, Aubrey Taylor, Chelsea Turgeon, Lindsay Vance, Alicia Wade, Lydia Williams, Mariah Williams, Caitlin Wilson, Meredith Wilson, Spencer Wooldridge, Whitney Combs, Megan Ward, Austin Volley, Amy Wallace, Victoria Capps, Kaylee Howard, Courtney Pulliam, Megan Tharp, Laura Aiken, Omari Alexander, Goldie Allen, Sean Alton, Natasha Bailey. Reagan Battle. Luke Boyle. Marcus Bragg. Samuel Bridgman. Asia Brown. Christopher Choate. Joseph Krebs. Alexandria Curtis. Camry Davies. Luis Davila. Matthew Dayton. Catherine Decker. Tiffany DeWeese. Samantha Ekman. Alicia Eds. Stephanie Epley. Meredith Fain. Michaela Ford. Kelsey Fuller. Robert Green. Delilah Hajdarovic. Ellison Hale. Christy Hancock. Shabnam Hassan. Ayla Hendrickson. Elaine Hibbert. Tavion Hollingsworth. Michaela Holloway. Kevin Johnson. Fredia Kelly. Brittany King. Tamika King. Alexis Lipinski. Deja LeBlanc. Allie Leland. James Maples. Tashina Martinez. Ashlyn Matthews. Robert McGinnis. Tennille McIntyre. Sherry Metter. Will Meadows. Christopher Minnix. Adriana Mitchell. Marlo Mosley. Haley Murtaugh. Phoebe Muth. Nicholas Novak. Jennifer O'Brien. Kylie Osborne. Clark Payne. Delquania Payne. Linnaeus Peachers. Amber Perkins. Paige Peterson. Brittany Pretty. Tayland Ratliff. Jenna Ross. Deontay Ruffin, Heather Smith, Samuel Staples, Tatum Tinsley, Brittany Van Zant, Robert Wathen, Angela Wilson, Steve Wilson, Valerie Wood, Danielle Bennett, Kyle Brewer, Kendall Coleman, Rachel Witten, Rachel Abigail Campbell, Haley Hope, Rachel Pitts, Ethan Tabor, Rachel Thomas, Connor Brees, Michael Adcock, Dylan Allen, Kevin Allen, Sandra Back, Shad Baker, Stephanie Blaney, Justin Bratcher, John Broski, Alicia Brown, Maxwell Brown, Shakara Burnham, Janet Drew, Scott Ferraris, Tess Floyd, Alicia Freya, Kenneth Gibson, Shauna Glazener, Daniel Hall, Melissa Hammer, Tiffany Hardiman Smith, Jerry Harper, Troy Hill, Jody Holgate, Michael Hulsey, Garrett Hunt, Anthony Jefferson, Melissa Kruminis, John Eric Livingston, Brandon Long, Trisha McCallum, David Maestas, Timothy Maloney, Angela McAllister, Anna Metter, Michael Mezzacapo, Mary Midkiff, Daniel Miller, Miles Mitchell, Danica Morgan, Felicia Nall, Carrie Painter, Ferrante Parker, Sean Payne, Tristan Phillips, Frank Porter. Mary Porter. Amy Quire. Rachel Randall. Brittany Rich. Nikki Roof. Ricardo Scales. Ashley Scherer. Hunter Shaver. Kasha Skiles. Tony Smith. Adrian Stewart. Kevin Sweeney. Niklas Swords. Eric Tab. Andrew Taylor. Stephanie Thacker. Herman Thola. Gary Thomas. Ava Throckmorton. Wendy Turner. Shira Tyler. John Ward. Braxton Whitney. Braden Abbott. Rebecca Amadeo. Chad Bauman. Kylie Beard. Malira Benson. Erica Benham. Lauren Blair. Rachel Bragg. Michaela Cannon Kitchens. Joseph Carter. Megan Clark. Kelsey Dinning. Allison Felix. Carlicia Gambrell. Sydney Garrison. Henry Geisler. Alexandra Gohegan. Myron Gilmore. Abby Goad. Kathleen Gorski. Rachel Grice. Laura Hamilton. Alyssa Harrell. Elisa Hatfield. Sydney Hawthorne. Valerie Howe. Abigail Howerton. Elijah Hurt. Megan Isbell. Lauren Hoch. Kayla Johnson. Wendelin Jones. Kayla Lockett. Madeline Mann. Calder, Maria. Maggie Matthews. Kendall Miller. Lillian Orms. Alexis Peak. Erica Percy. Ashley Peterson. Hannah Peveler. Annie Fan. Lindsay Powell. Rihanna Huskak. Jakayla Reed. Brian Richards. Christian Richardson. Madeline Roach. David Rame. Callie Rollins. Margaret Schmidt. Felice Slemons. Akila Smith. Julia Smith. Savannah Stevens. Victoria Terhune. Morgan Tooley. Taylor Vogt. Brianna Ward. David Weaver. Lindsay Wheeler. Yasmin Williams. Kristen Woolbright. Emily Blaze. Tion Forrest. Melissa Golden. Danielle Rogers. Allison Henderson. Kendall Hinson. Jillian Kintner. Sarah Richardson. Megan Ritchie. Cordelia Whitty. Matthew Brewer. Rebecca Price. Nicole Bufford. Dennis Hodzik. Heather Wheeler. Olivia Brierly. Caitlin Burks. Kelsey Durr. Dakara Jackson. Jenna McFarland. Mitar Abu Saidi. Ethan Blomeyer. Sierra Boone. Catherine Brown. Julia Butler. Robert Cardwell. Hannah DeVore. Sammy Ditmore. Danielle Durbin. Sydney Fravel. Caroline Haas. Maria Hendrick. Kristen Eisenberg. Abigail Jaggers. Caleb Kirchner. Samantha Lester. Madison McKee. Samantha Moore. Courtney Mudd. Haley Ramage. Whitney Siegel. Jordan Summerfield. Alexis Thacker. Madison Westbrook. Sarah Woosley. Alyssa Belton. Courtney Hurst. Robin Lester. Cheyenne Mitchell. Eric Thomas. Martin Turnley. Alexandria Wink. Sean Atcher. Corey Bynum. Adriana Dawson. Jonathan Rhodes. John Stiles. Graduates of the Ogden College of Science and Engineering. Isaac Cardwell. Jack Boylini. Riley Bray. Zachary Brinkley. Braden Burks. Haley Burns. Joanna Carey. Emily Cook. Rebecca Cowherd. Skylar Crabtree. Monica Decker. Kayla Frisson. Hannah Gaddy. Lucas Garrison. Morgan Garrison. Rachel Graham. Chelsea Hatcher. Jameson Hinkybine. Malachi Huffaker. Alicia Kittle. Logan Cloak. Nicholas Lingo. Lindsay Long. Devin Markham. Leah Marsh. Holly Maupin. Graydon McDowell. Christopher McKay. Madeline Mink. Carly Mitchell. Kyle Pickering. Tyler Posey. Quentin Purley. Mia Reeves. Nathaniel Robb. Sarah Russell. James Scobie. Bailey Stauffer. Robert Stewart. Callan Storm. Noah Thomas. William Tolley. Briley Tucker. Nicole Walters. Victoria Willis. Emily Wilson. Lucas Womack. Katie Woods. Caitlin Zaring. Jaber Almari. Mackenzie Alvey. Tyler Bowling. Harrison Garden. Caleb Harris. Benjamin Phillips. Taxon Tawichak. Zachary Troutman. Garrett Wilhelm. Ashley Yarberry. Koji Barnaby. Kristen Duncombe. Rachel Graham. Phoenix Gray. Stephanie Lawrence. Thomas Pelkey. Jessica Schleba. Caleb Taminga. Jacob Young. Shelby Ackerman. Brandon Adkins. Adam Alsop. Alexandria Bailey. Gagandeep Banga. Chase Baston. Chase Bauman. Sarah Bell. Max Benningfield. Kaylee Bloyd. Nicole Boudreau. Jacob Bowen. Brittany Bozeman, Allison Bradshaw, Chastity Bryant, Philip Bryant, Cameron Buckman, Amber Carroll, Allison Cash, Amy Cherrywell, Braden Chestnut, Mariah Cleary, James Conover, Skylar Crabtree, Matthew Crawford, Amanda Crutchfield, Jessica Curtis, Allison Durham, Robert Dyer, Brianna Edrington, Alexis Emmert, Emily Fields, Lisa Freese, Kaylee Fry, Casey Gakel, Catherine Green, Lauren Haga, Meg Harlan, Megan Haupt, Ashley Hecklinger, Melissa Hewitt, Nathaniel Hoey, Georgia Hoffman, Seth Hoffman, Callan Jolly, Morgan Kinzer, Aaron Lindhurst, Shelby Loudon, Sarah Lutz, Elizabeth Lyons, Caitlin Maggard, Hannah Marshall, Cayenne Martinez, Benjamin Matthews, Joseph Mattingly, Hannah Mazzoni, Joseph Merritt, John Mills, John Newman, Lisana Wynn, Granite Perret, Tiana Pike, Lee Reed, Lawrence Riel, Megan Rowe, Emily Russ, Andrew Sanford, Chally Schartzer, Aaron Sickle, Lauren Strickland, Madison Sturdivant, Autumn Suter, Derek Taylor, Jamie Taylor, Molly Taylor, Timothy Thibodeau, Caitlin Thomason, Caden Tillett, Jeremy Tillman, Elizabeth Walton, Robin Wellborn, Morgan Whitaker, Callie Witzel, Amelia Winrich, Sierra Woodcock, Zachary Vreet, Jared Taylor, Christian Alcantar, Ashley Clemens, Riley Delks, Shelby Emberton, Gabrielle Griffin, Seth Klain, Longji Lee, Andrew Nayland, Joel Omage, Ashley Platt, Lucy Rawson, Alexa Steftanago, Christina Throckmorton, Leonardo Trin, Fiona Wasson, Trevor Webster, Augustine Yusuf, Luke Adkins, Mohammed Al-Ghanem, Sajad Ali, Saad Al-Khalidi, Jace Baker, Dakota Beasley, Nathaniel Brock, Spencer Clark, Trevor Klein, Jackson Getz, Brian Gray, Zachary Hall, Mason Hawthorne, Rebecca Hurley, Andrew Eigelhart, Cameron Jackson, Kyle Kittle, Tanner Lowhorn, Jacob Marshall, Stephen Matheny, James Montgomery, Marin Murillo, Cole Schmidt. Joel Sizemore. James Smith. Robert Sparkman. Kaylee Stockton. William Taylor. Kristen Thompson. Adam Young. Gerardo Alvarado. Brandon Baragny. Tyson Bledsoe. Paul Broski. Willie Cones. Brandon Hall. Zachary Huff. Bailey Jarman. Joseph Kelly. Isaiah Lewis. Mark Smith. Kevin Sullivan. Kathleen Trevathan. Weston Turner. Asim Al-Zarani. Tobias Bratcher. Fatima Chebchub. Cameron Dent. Eli Estes. Kelson Kemble. Sarah Kennedy. Samuel Newton. Abigail North. Jacob Raymond. Cowan Steele. Sultan Al-Rashidi. Mark Alvey. Jacob Anderson. Charles Baird. Cameron Blevins. Cameron Cantley. Wesley Cassidy. Samuel Cundiff. Bryce Deglow. Bryce Giddings. Cameron Hartig. Cameron Mathis. Javen Knuckles. Harrison Phillips. Maxwell Steen. Christopher Wilkinson. Saud Alanzi. Luai Al-Darawish. Sami Al-Dasari. Mahmoud Al-Majid. Nasser Al-Margan. Mustafa Al-Marhoun. Abdul Wahab Al-Najdi, Muhammad Al-Rafai, Muhammad Al-Shati, Fahad Bidaiwi, Corbin Farley, Logan Hardesty, Brentley Johnson, Landon Owens, William Pretty, Emma Sellers, Brenton Stahl, Grant Turner, Sean Dial, Jarrett Pitcock, Austin Stewart, Scott Weaver, Jada Barnett, Amanda Bevan, Chelsea Carroll, Chloe Cooper, Ellen Danford, Amy Horrigan, James Keith, Leah Mitchell, Christopher Portman, Jackson Stevenson, Tyrus Sunday, Lila Turner, Naomi Van Gelderen, Lillian Ham, Kyle Kittle, Damian Knight, Hannah Kraus, Dylan Lovelace, Courtney McDavid, Cameron Sherry, Michael Suggs, Emily Wright, James Troxell, Catherine Walters, Abdelrahman Abu El Fatou, Omar Al-Gahamdi, Khalid Al-Rashdi, Corey Beard, Brett Beckham, Bryce Chandler, Dylan Dunlap, Devin Elmore, Levi Fisher, Caleb Harder, Allison Madden, Seth Meredith, Aaron Shell, Dylan Taylor, Addison Wethington, Matthew Brewer, Alyssa Eastridge, James Graves, Allison Moan, Rebecca Price. Naomi Allen. Tanner Allen. Hassan Al-Mohammadi. Mohammed Al-Muteri. Ayman Al-Rahbi. Riley Bishop. Evan Bratcher. Casey Bush. Caroline Camfield. Spencer Cassidy. Lauren Coolbaugh. Matthew Coolidge. Zane Denner. Casey Tobias. Joshua Estes. Hossein Faridouni. Ryan Head. Clark Hinkson. Ethan Hinkson. Elena Hollingsworth. Brendan Lyon. Brian Mazzoni. Ian McGowan. Eric Shade. Connor Stewart. Tyler Stump. Mackenzie Talent. Deanna Taylor. Matthew Terry. Tanner Watley. David Weesey. Jack Wright. Jared Wright. Colton Eden. Jocelyn Joshlin. Haley Pauley. John Bowen. James Brown. John Brown. Olivia Campbell. Raquel Dominguez. Kelly Gray. Sylvia Stinnett. Julia Clevens. Amanda Maseko. Micah Morris. Ariane Warwick. Susanna Whitesell. Wendy Cecil. Brittany Hackworth. Brianna Markham. Colin Loxley. Jared Parker. Teresa Allen. Chloe Benningfield. Brooke Bledsoe. Michaela Collins. Allison Copeland. Sarah Cotney. Toby Dowell. Hunter Garston. Emma Gravis. Mackenzie Gunter. Caitlin Harkness. Blake Hicks. Julia Jackson. John Jones. Natalie Kelly. Jennifer Knight. Alicia LaRue. Rachel Leach. Brianna Lowe. Samantha Lookie. Hannah Martin. Catherine Matheson. Heather McKinney. Caitlin McKinney. Kaylee Miller. Tori Palmore. Valentina Pinilla. Reese Poland. Kendra Rigney. Janet Rodriguez. Shauna Rose. Emily Rudolph. Samantha Smart. Emily Smith. Alexis Wells. Jacob Young. Andrea Anderson. Eli Dickinson. Annalie Ellis. Alexis Hernandez. Sterling Hubbard. Shelby King. Eliza Lavis. Paige Nichols. Cassandra Rollins. Ben Summit. Meredith Whitfield. Kelsey Woodward. Adam Northcutt.
Faris Hilal Alzabi. Amenik Ayologo. Joseph Paul Alexander Ayers. Haley Ballard. Aline Barnes. Haley Bossert. Nicole Brown Livers. Nigel Brown. Keenan Buchanan. Madeline Burgess. Dustin Cave. Reese Clayton. Yoka Combs. Ashley Duckworth. Jessica Dukes. Skylar Earnhardt. Haley Elliott. Yu Fan. Hasil Fernandez. Lauren Gaskin. Nicholas Gillum. Carlos Gomez. William Goodlett. Shannon Goodman. Jade Graybeal. Taylor Heath. Amy Helton. Tianika Hollowell. Cassidy Hunter. Jack Johnson. John Jones. Kayla Jones. Aaliyah Kemp. Kelsey Kimball. Amanda Langford. Kathleen LaPera. Amy Lindsay. Daniel Garcia Lopez. C.L. Lowe. Caitlin Lowry. Darius Mack. Manice Mason. Richard Maxey. William Boomba. Autumn McCoy. Kaylee McFarland. Noah McVeigh. Melinda Morena. Blaze Moore. Cruz Murphy. Keith Nall. Philip Wynn. Brooke Nichols. See the cat or La Juan? Tori Palmore. Brandon Peters. Patrick Presnell. Joel Prignitz. Abigail Rayleigh. Hannah Salman. Rachel Sievers. Endert Shabani. Stephen Scott. Lindsay Silva. Broderick Smith. Kevin Sneed. Jordan Staken. Kahari Taggart. Amisha Taylor. Nigel Taylor. Abby Turner. Carlos Vasquez Perez. Leslie Vanderpool. Damian Elijah Walker. Allison Weninger. Thank you.
Congratulations, and thanks for everybody who's still with us. Graduates, commencement marks the end of the shortest phase of your engagement with WKU. You're no longer students, but you're always Hilltoppers. So let's celebrate together. One last time, your first time singing the fight song as alumni. Congratulations and go Tops!